Hi there, it's time for Let's Talk Business. I am Mishka and it's lovely to be here with you once again today. I've decided to spend 3 weeks on a topic called understanding people. And because people are so vital when we want to make a success in business as well. So the first is now that's going out is I'll be talking about firstly understanding myself. Now, if you remember a couple of weeks ago, we looked at understanding money. So money is something that's so outside of ourselves. We said we should put it out there. But people is different because you see, people have got personality. People are far more complicated. And today, I'd like to talk to you about that. I think if we can come to a place of understanding a little bit more. Now, understanding people is possibly one of the most difficult things because we think we've got it, We just think, there we go, I think I've got it. And then, no, don't have it. And also because we deal with a lot of people. And somewhere in business, we interact with people. Some people in business are, give more of a product that they sell, and they don't have a direct communication with people. But mostly in business, we've got communication and we've got to have interaction with people. And the more successful we can do that, the more successful our business will be, for sure. So let's start today with understanding myself a little bit better. You see, one of the things that happens is there are so many temperaments. Now, I can't go into the temperaments. It's something I'd really like to do a bit more on at one point, but that's not the focus of today. I can't. You are so welcome to go and study it yourself, get information. There's a lot about it. What is your dominant temperament? You can use the disc profile. There are various things that we can actually do to start to understand ourselves better. Sometimes when we read that test result, when you've answered and you think, this is really me, it's like amazing how it affects us, because we realize that there is an integral part of myself that is the way we are. And we need to sort of make peace with that. And we need to start to understand what are the weaknesses and what are the strengths inside myself first. Because that is going to be exceptionally important in the way that I'm going to position my business, in the way, who am I going to have around me? If there is a part of our character, if our temperament is going to one direction, that is who you are, and it's going to continually do that. It's far easier to get another person around you that will bring their temperament in to balance it out and to bring a full product out there. So what am I talking about temperament? Let's get to the basics of it. We're talking about those things, you get different types of people. If you do take the disc profile, disc actually stands for, the first one is a dominant profile. Now, the dominant personality is that person that is really the visionary, the person that wants to get things happen, make things happen. It's a person that's task oriented far more than actually people oriented. So your dominant person is very often your director, or the person that runs with a vision. They're the one that makes things happen. They would be the people that will just go. They're task oriented. When the job's not been done, they're not very particularly always so interested in how the people feel they didn't do it, because they're not as people oriented as would be some of your other personality types. So that's a temperament, and if we don't understand the temperament, we can struggle to get forward, and we can struggle, how do I now live with this? So it cannot start to take over your life, but it's very, very important to understand who you are and where you are in. So in the disc profile, we've got these different personality types. What is it? Study it. I can't go through the whole thing today. I can't tell you what are the strengths of everyone and what are the weaknesses of everyone. You've got to go and find out for yourself. It's really worth your while, because you'll start to understand really who you are and why you're acting in certain ways, and you'll become that's what happened with me, because on the disc profile where I land, I had to understand, oof, this is a weakness. And I came to the place where I realized, look, man, I'm really going to have to become different personalities, so to make everybody happy. So I understood, okay, no, I'm going to have to get a couple of other people that are naturally in a different temperament. Does that make sense? Around me. And that's what we should do, because now we start to form a unit. So the dispersed personality would be the driver, dominant, the driver. They go for things. That's it. That's what they do. They often they are the people that would be in business, also the leaders, the strong leaders, setting the pace, running ahead and for a company. So those are your stronger leaders. Your influencers, the eyes, the influencers, those are the people that are happy and just want to party, and not just want to party, but I mean, they're happy people. They love people. They totally extrovert. They are people orientated. People orientated. That's it. And it's easy to go along with them. It's your typical possible salesperson. I'm just giving it out there. Once again, I'm not going to hand out advice in terms of this, because I'm not an expert in it. But if you read about yourself, and you can even just find out whether you are extrovert or a bit or far more introvert, it will make a difference to your life. So this would be far more of an extrovert person, your influencer. They just go out and it's easy for them. But mundane tasks might frustrate them. And those are just little things that I want to throw in. So once again, if that is your personality, they may not even be interested in taking, be pedantic about stuff and make sure that there is, things are in order, that I can do those things. So we have to study every single personality. You've got to go through it. I'm not even going to go on, but the S and the I, we've got the supportive personality. I don't want to go into everything, but we have personalities then that has, and I'm not going to go into it now because I want you to go and study it, but you've got your person that would be very, very orientated in a way that, say, accounting could be that sort of a person. Everything is organized. Nothing is out of place. That is your temperament. And that is your dominant part of your temperament. Remember, we don't just have one. That would be not natural. But we're a combination of everything. But something in our temperament is always dominant. Do we rather support a leader? That is also a temperament. You get people that would rather support another person, but they don't want to run as a leader. They don't want to go ahead. That's not who they are. And then they are comfortable in that place to be the best support to another person. The person that would go out and just make sure that every single fact is in place. Definitely things are right. And so the combination of all of those things in yourself is important to start to understand. I don't have enough time, and I'm not going to speak about that. That's not the major reason why I want to talk to you about understanding yourself and really, really start to embrace who you are, because your business needs that. And then as you understand yourself, that's why I start with me. Who am I again? If we understand who we are, we will start to know where do we have to sometimes just bring it down a bit. If a person is a very yellow person and they are party, and you start a business, you've got to start to understand you're going to go nowhere with just only parties going on, or just being friendly with everybody and make good customers, because they're marketing people. That's just absolutely awesome. But please don't tell me I've got to have an accountant or I've got to have a set of books. Just give me a credit card. I can do wonders with a credit card, but I don't want those books. So again, but a person that would be the one again that would make sure that my bookkeeping is right. Everything is in place, everything is in order, nothing is out of place. It's wonderful if we can understand the temperament. Who am I? What makes me tick? What part of this do I play? You know, for me personally, it was interesting that I've always tested exactly the same since the day I left school until today. I've actually just become stronger in the temperament that I am. And that is I am a driver. So, in other words, initially it was very hard for me. I actually thought, no. And that's why I'm talking to you about this, because unless you make peace with it, that's who you are. You cannot flow in it. Because at some point I just saw all the negative parts of being a driver. Because really there's a lot of negative parts to everyone as well. But it depends on how we think about it. And a driver's personality, because they're task oriented, is not always the easiest people to get along with. But your driver is the one that will always want to see the task getting done. I thought, no, I mean, I'm a woman, I don't really want to be like that. I don't think that is really good. And perhaps it doesn't, fit in everywhere, until the day I realized, listen, that is the way I am. And if that is the quality and that is the temperament, I need to start to embrace it. And I need to start to learn how to deal with the weaker side of it. I need to start to learn to become very sensitive on the stuff that I'm actually not naturally sensitive on. So some things that will become natural for another person, I'd have to now work on that. And it's terrible, but you have to do it for staff relationships, etc., because a driver is very often the person that just wants to get the company there. So you're task oriented, you just want growth, and that's where you're going. And very often that task oriented driver is not really interested in how anybody else is going to get there. They just want to get there. You're just going to make it happen. And now you need another person, because you are not going to become that person. Does it make sense? I'm using myself as an example here today because it's so much easier to talk of that. So I had to learn that that is my dominant personality. And as much as I love people and I have a passion for people and to develop them and to see them grow, my temperament would see them grow while telling them, hey man, fix it up, get going, I want the job done. I think I'm growing that person. That person might even feel like, you've actually hurt me now, and I might even not know it. And I really sincerely don't mean any harm, because the temperament I have is the job got to get done because I see the full company. I understand that if this person is not going to do what they're supposed to do, I've actually got how many other that may lose their jobs. So you see, a driver personality don't always think about the individual and trying to think to understand, what happened before you left home this morning and stuff like that, because the driver will be the one that will have their eye over the full company, understanding where are we going to next, what is the next step for this company, because they would possibly see, I'd like to get another 100 or 200 or 300 people employed, because I'd like to help them. Can you see? But the driver will get them there. The driver will make sure that the business comes in. The driver will make sure that demand is actually taken care of. The driver will understand that if one person acts wrong, they need to be taken care of, because I'm not going to put my other people in danger. And it might come across as almost like, yo, what's happening here? But the driver personality understand that they need somebody, for instance, in HR or somewhere, that would be the personality again that naturally love to spend time with the staff individually, speaking to them, finding out, are you okay? How's it going? We need to take care of our people, because they're so important. They're so important. But if that person goes to the wrong, we position our people according to temperament. It's extremely important that we understand what's going on. And once again, if you understand yourself, now I know now, the day I made peace with who I am, I just actually started loving it. I thought, okay, look, I can't sort of change that. And I don't want to change it anymore. It's become to me a sort of a sweet spot, because I realized that place, that way I've been created, that temperament that I have is needed for what I have to do, for the purpose that I have in my life. So being a driver, making sure things are running, making sure that is going to happen. I create opportunities for other people, but I don't do it for them. you see. But another person say, okay, look, I'm going to take you by the hand and I'm literally going to walk with you every single day. So I don't know who you are, but it made such a difference to my life when I found out this is who I am. When I found out that I'm task driven. Now I know that when there are relationships that are in my life, I've got to make sure that I have the right relationships. Because a person that is a driver personality would far rather spend time with people, for me it is like that, that would also be able to give you, to almost lift you up and to bring you to a place, because you no, I have to go there. So and a lot of people draw from a driver because the driver is the one that gives out all the time. They've got to cast the vision. They've got to set out, where are we going? Can you see? So when you start to embrace who you are, you build your company around that. You put people around you that are going to make up for your weaknesses. Now that I know, okay, this is who I am. When I choose people close to me in my life, I need to make sure that I love them and that I show them I care about you. So I've got to really, really work hard, because in my heart, that's just it. Bottom line is, if you love somebody, that's it. You love them. And it's that nobody else is going to change your mind, because you're a driver and you made up your mind, and that's it. And that's the person that you will love, and you'll give everything into that relationship. But you don't always communicate it right. So you've got to come to the place to say, all right, I don't always communicate it well. I've got to learn how to do it. So the driver will, in an organization, I would always say, would far more perhaps build relationship with their other leads, and only with a part of with a company that are also perhaps the divisions, that is head of the divisions, to impart into them strong leadership. So the driver will not be the person that's going to mingle with every single person in the company, because that's simply not who they are. They are putting into that they put into that company to make sure that we're going to go to the next level, and that the drivers need to be in their right space in the right timing. But your people that are supporting need to be in the right space as well. So understanding who you are is now important. Today I spoke to you very much about who I am, because I could only go to myself as an example in understanding yourself. For you, it's important. Find out what is it. And another thing is that we need to understand whether we are more dominantly introvert or extrovert. When you do any test, and it's important, do these things for yourself. Don't go to anything that's unprofessional. Don't go to people that are someone that's, going to tell you, I don't know. You've got to make sure you do the proper tests and find out, see it in paper. What do I have to do? How do I have to? This is who I am. I make peace who I am. And I've got to position myself in my business. Who else do I put there? Now, know this from the beginning. That is something I want to leave with you. When you are more of an introvert person, people draw from you, will tire you. They will actually, a person that's more of an introvert would actually find it far more easy they have to have time on their own. They need that to sort of rejuvenate. A person that is more of an extrovert need people. If they're on their own, it's just like, what's going on? Where's life? What's going on? So you see, if you understand that, and other people start to understand it, then you will know how to do what we're going to talk about next week, and that is understanding your employees. So we're first going to look at understanding our staff, and then the week after that, I'm going to spend on understanding our clients. Vital, vital, vital for success. Until next week, from Ishka, goodbye.